dark, suspenseful intro music fades in. Look at this. A symbol of power. Elegance. Femininity. For centuries, the high heel has been an icon of the modern woman. But like all polished surfaces, it hides a dark, and frankly, disgusting secret. What if I told you this iconic shoe wasn't designed for women at all? That its true purpose had nothing to do with fashion, and everything to do with fighting on horseback, and avoiding stepping in filth and animal guts? Sound of a record scratch. Welcome, truth seekers, to the Dark Trivia Hunter. Today, we're not just walking a mile in these shoes, we're digging up their grave. Our story begins not in Paris or Milan, but in 10th century Persia. These weren't fashionistas. They were elite soldiers. And the heel was a piece of military technology. When a rider stood up in his stirrups to fire a bow and arrow, the heel locked his foot in place. It gave him stability, leverage, the power to kill more effectively. This wasn't about looking taller, it was about making sure your enemy fell shorter. But there's another, even grimier reason for the heel's existence. As this footwear spread, it found a new purpose in the disgusting, filth-ridden streets of the pre-modern world. Imagine you're a butcher, or just anyone trying to walk through a city. There were no sanitation systems. The streets were open sewers, filled with human waste, garbage, and horse manure. Butchers would stand on floors covered in blood, entrails, and animal filth. A raised heel, known as a patent or a functional heel, kept a man's actual shoe and foot elevated, out of the disgusting muck. It was pure, desperate practicality. By the 17th century, this Persian military tool arrived in Europe. And the male aristocracy went crazy for it. The heel became a symbol of masculine power and status. The higher your heel, the higher your rank. It screamed, I don't have to work in the fields. I ride horses and command armies. No one embodied this more than King Louis XIV of France. He was a short man obsessed with power. He wore towering, often red-colored heels to increase his stature and project authority. In fact, he made it illegal for anyone's heel to be higher than his. The red heel became the ultimate status symbol, reserved only for his closest courtiers. So, what happened? Why did men stop wearing them? In a word, the Enlightenment. A new way of thinking swept across Europe. Logic, reason, and practicality became the new ideals. Men's fashion became sober, functional, and dark. Heels were suddenly seen as foolish, irrational, and feminine. As men abandoned the heel, women adopted it. Over the next 200 years, it was shaped, slimmed down, and transformed. The stiletto, the platform, the wedge, all born from that original, rugged, and filthy man's shoe. So the next time you see a pair of high heels, don't just see fashion. See the Persian warrior, aiming his bow. See the European butcher, trying not to step in blood and guts. And see the Sun King, desperately trying to look a little taller. The truth is always darker, and far more interesting, than the story we're told. Outro music begins. If you enjoyed digging up this dirty little secret, slaughter that like button and subscribe to the Dark Trivia Hunter. Let me know in the comments what other glamorous things you want me to expose. Until next time, stay curious.